How's it going, guys? It's Soul Singed here, and I'm just going to apologize in advance for any background noises you hear because I'm recording this outside because I just need to be outside and move around because I've been cooped up inside for so long. But this is something I want to talk about because it's something that just recently happened, and I've also just been wanting to talk about Jumex for a while. Now, he just earlier, like not even an hour ago, he went on Instagram Live on his other Instagram, Goodnight Mark. For those who don't know, he's been releasing music under a different name, Goodnight Mark. He's been releasing music under that name independently because, for those who don't know, Jumex is signed to a label. It's a small label, but he is signed to Cortan Records. And he's recently, on his Instagram Live, he went on there and he was basically saying how his label might drop him. Now, if you've been following him, you'll know exactly why. He said that they've told him because of problematic behavior, which, I mean, I don't really know what that means because he doesn't do any outrageous stunts or anything like that. But his last EP and most recent music videos haven't performed that well. You basically could say he's been flopping recently, and because they're not making any money off of him, I guess they're just wanting to drop him. Because after Loner came out and there was all the hate surrounding his name over the whole industry plant thing, which, to be honest, I don't believe he's an industry plant, it's been a slow decline in popularity. I mean, his two music videos after that, Wish Me Death and Alive in My Coffin, both have close to 2 million views, but all the music videos he's dropped since then haven't even hit 1 million views. And at this point in time, no one is really talking about him. And the last two songs he released, a collaboration with Lil Xan and a dubstep song or electronic song that he did all the vocals for, but it's listed as a Keizo song because he did all the production. They have gotten little to no attention, so because of this, I would imagine that's why his label wants to drop him. And the thing is, Jumex claims he's made over 1,000 songs with his label, and since they mixed and mastered them, if they drop him, they still own all his music. So even if they drop him, he can't release his own music. Now, his label could still release music under his name, but he can't. And I don't even think he could keep the same name, because the way he talked, Jumex would be dead if his label dropped him, and he'd have to start making music solely under the name Goodnight Mark, or another name that he comes up with. So, and he also mentioned how his bank account, he only has $500, and he's only living in an apartment, and if this label does drop him, he's gonna have to move out and go somewhere else. Which, all that should point to the fact that he's not an industry plant. Because look at other industry plants and dig up their past. Take Baby Goth. If you dig up her old music under the name Bria Bueno, you'll see it has a completely different vibe than the music she's making now. And it's confirmed that she is signed to a major label. And even Ian Dior, who is also signed to a major label, has his music in the past was different than what he's making now. And Jumex actually has beef with Ian Dior because he claims that Ian Dior is inauthentic and manufactured by a label. And the general population believes the opposite. They believe Ian Dior is authentic and he just signed to a label early, but everything about him is organic. And Jumex was manufactured by a label. And I'm just going to say right now, people are only saying that because Ian Dior has a mainstream appeal and a lot of people like his music. Jumex doesn't have as big of an appeal as that. That is really the only reason why people are treating him like the same with Baby Goth. A lot of people don't like her music, so a lot of people are fine as labeling her as an industry plant and ignoring her because they don't like her music, whereas Ian Dior, people actually like his music, so people are going to be like, oh, he's not an industry plant, he just signed early, yeah. And even if he is an industry plant, the music's good, so why should we care? When with Jumex, they're saying, oh, he's an industry plant, we can't support this. I mean, that's severe hypocrisy from the stance of consumers. And the biggest... I know exactly why Jumex fell off. Because he blew up so early that he didn't have an established fan base before he blew up. And the people that... Yes, a lot of people know about Trapped and Loner. But because it was over a month before he dropped his next single, most people had forgotten about him because they didn't know anything about him. Everyone was talking about this new industry plant. People checked him out and then dipped. And the people left was the small fan base that he has gathered. Now, he does have a fan base, a small fan base that is loyal, but it's not enough for his label, and it's not enough for him to be a mainstream artist. I would, at this point, consider him an underground artist, because he uploaded a music video under the Goodnight Mark name, and it's been out a few days now, and it only has 1,000 views. So he's not doing major numbers, and unfortunately, if he does get dropped by his label, all the music he'll be making from here on out would be a lot lower quality, because the music that he has released as Goodnight Mark, the quality is a lot poorer in a lot of the songs than his Jumex title. And on that Instagram live, on his personal one, not Jumex, that he was just on, he actually played some of his unreleased Jumex music, and a lot of it actually sounded really good. And I believe if the label actually sticks with him and starts letting him drop this music more frequently, he might actually be able to gather a big enough fan base to be able to stay with his label, or maybe get signed to a bigger label. Because I've looked into Cortan Records, and they only, from what I can tell, they have 3 artists signed. They have less than 1,500 followers on Instagram. At least when I looked at it, that's what their follower count was. And the other 2 artists they have signed, besides Jumex, are not that big. Most of their views are in the thousands, and they're very underground. So, honestly, I don't know why they would want to drop Jumex when he is the biggest artist on their label. Like I said, Mark claimed that they were wanting to drop him for problematic behaviors, which makes no sense. Unless they're talking about his beef with Ian Dior, that's not really even a beef. I mean, all he's done is just call Ian fake, and I don't think Ian has even mentioned it. I mean, maybe he has, but at least I don't think so. But yeah, I'm actually a fan of Jumex and his music, Goodnight Mark. And what I want to say is, any people that actually believe he's an industry plant, just dig up his older music and listen to it, and watch the Stay Tonight music video that he made before he ever blew up. And when you see all these things, you really get to see that he's had the same image this whole time, and he's not really a sellout, because he is making the same kind of music. It was just a huge production increase. And he said basically what it sounds like to me is they just ran out of money, is all it really sounds like, because they pushed so much on Trapped and Loner hoping it would stick, and that kind of put them in the hole, because obviously Jumex did not really stick. I mean, yes, he did garner a fan base, but in terms of popularity, he was a flop. So that's one of the main reasons why I believe they're going to drop him. But yeah, that's about it. And I'd love for you guys to put your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like the video, subscribe. I make my own music. I have a Twitter, Instagram, all that. And you can find all those with the same name. Share this video if you liked it. And yeah, peace. Also, I make music on my own SoundCloud. Again, the same name as my YouTube channel. I've uploaded a couple audios on YouTube, but I have way more songs on SoundCloud, and I would appreciate you guys checking them out. And yeah, that's about all I got. So, peace out, guys.